Hi, everyone. Another great interview today. I'm Ross the Boss. I'm here with my co host, Dr. Dan Ratner. Our funny guest today is one of my favorite comedians working the circuit. You might know him from The Tonight Show, you might know him from Netflix, you might know him from Showtime. He's the funniest Mexican American comic we know. Willie Barcena,
Be
welcome
funny,
to the
man.
show. How are you doing? How's COVID been treating you? Are you performing a lot? What's going on with you?
Well, I guess during COVID made everybody stumble. And then after when COVID was over, it was hard to get on a roll again. So I'm just starting to get that roll back again as far as getting the
So
clubs and getting things done. So
Sounds good. So
everything's
before
good.
we get started, I want you to tell everybody, you told me how you got your Netflix special. It's a very funny story.
Uh,
This is stuff you only like read about. You never think it's a true story, but tell everybody how you got your Netflix special.
okay, okay, here it is, man. Somebody broke into my car and stole my. I was up in Studio City, and somebody broke into my car and stole my backpack. In my backpack, I had a bunch of DVDs. Comedians, man, after shows, right? We're out there like homeless people. Come on, buy my DVD. So they stole my backpack with all the DVDs, and I was like, all right, screw it, they're gone. And then, like a month later, somebody hits me up on a social media, and it says, hey, man, I'm a producer. I found a bunch of DVDs in the park. He says, that was pretty clever the way you did that. You just left a bunch of DVDs everywhere, and you're hoping somebody would see it. I said, no, man, someone stole my bag. And he goes, well, I saw your work. I like it, and I want to work with you. And that's how we shot the special. The guy actually produced a lot of films. His name is Steve Longi. And he was actually one of the producers in that movie about that soldier. I forget the name of the movie, but it won an Academy Award not a few years back. The kid that didn't want to shoot his rifle. Remember that? That he was in the
American Sniper. Is that what we're talking about?
No, he didn't want to shoot his rifle.
He didn't want to.
Remember, and he saved a bunch of people's lives. Come on, man.
I
don't know the movie, Willie. I
Listen,
have no
Willie,
idea what you're talking.
It was against his religion.
I don't want to guess.
Anyways, man. So that guy saw it, and he thought it was something I did strategically. He thought, wow, man, so clever to leave your DVDs all over a park. And
it was a marketing campaign.
Yeah, that's what he thought. Anyways, we shot it, and then we shopped it around, and Netflix bought it. So that's how that got. And by the way, that was a couple of years ago, and now ever since Amazon Prime has it now. That's where it's at now. But it was on Netflix for like 4 years.
I mean, this is amazing. So the people out there who want to make a Netflix special, just have your car robbed.
Yeah.
And just wait for this random marketing campaign.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah. It was the craziest thing, man. It was weird. And I was just like, I should have just said, yeah, I did that. That's how
Of course, that's what I did.
Yeah, a brilliant guy. But I got to tell you, man, I know Ross. We've known each other for years, and he booked me on the Tonight Show. And I was telling you guys during COVID, when we're talking about this, when we were just chatting before we started shooting here, I shot a TV show, man, and I did that during COVID. And what the story is about, I used to do so much crazy crap, man, when I was a young comedian. I'm telling you something, when I was I'm talking 20 something years ago, man, Bud Friedman, it was, you guys know, picked me for the Saturday night, man. For a comedian, the dream thing to happen to him is to walk into the Improv, do a set, and have Bud Friedman go, hey, kid, I like you. You're going to be on Saturday night. And I was a young comic, and Bud did that, and I couldn't believe it. I don't know. Ross, do you know this story?
I remember it because he told it to me before, but yeah, I know the story, and I know it's a great feeling, and I remember.
No, do you remember what happened? So he picked me for Saturday night, and then there was a guy who brought me up on stage, really rude. He goes, coming up on stage is some guy that, man, I don't know his name, and I don't even know how he got here. I don't even know who booked him. I was so mad, and I was walking off stage, and you got to remember, guys, this is before a lot of therapy. All right. So I was walking off stage and I go, hey, bro, why'd you do that to me, man? Why did you bring me up so mean, man? And he's like, don't worry about it. And then I headbutted him, knocked him out. And then Bud kicked me out of the club for 5 years, man. So, I mean,
well, listen, you're sitting with a trained therapist here, Willie. So if you need help, you just let me know. But also as a therapist, I want to go all the way back to the beginning. This is what therapists do, you know.
Okay.
How did you decide you wanted to get into comedy in the first place?
Bro, real easy. I was going to be a cop, LAPD. I was in. I was celebrating with a bunch of my buddies who just they're all in, man. We're supposed to be like 6, 7 of us who are getting in. And I had all my paperwork. I was celebrating at this club in East LA called Quiet Canyon, right? Man, just partying up with all these guys. And then on the way home, I got stopped by the cops, the CHP. And I thought, oh, it's going to be easy, right? I just showed them all my paperwork. I go, look, bro, I'm going to go to the academy in a few months. Here's my paperwork. And he said, get out the car. I said, oh, man, come on, look at this stuff. And then he's like, so I got out the car and I do that. You know, you have to kind of be their monkey, you know, like touch your nose and all that. Anyways, I got a DUI, bro. And I didn't know what to do, man. I didn't know. I really did. Because, you know, when you're a kid, when you're young, you think like, okay, this is what I want to do. No, you know, so my buddy came over to my house. We're drinking beer, drinking tequila. And he says, Willie, you're always talking shit, man. You know, you're that guy. Why don't you become a comedian? So that's how it happened, bro. That's exactly how. Yeah,
it's unbelievable. So
yeah, if it wasn't for that CHP, man, right? I could have.
So that guy, you owe that CHP guy your career because you were never getting a comedy if you were never pulled over, and if your car was never robbed, you never had a Netflix special. So everything that's bad happens to you, there's always like a silver lining. So, tell me what happens to you next that's bad because something great's going to happen. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. No, this is the story of the show.
It's the story of Willie Barcena, the lucky go kid. So I know you're very vocal when it comes to other comedians. I know you have your opinion. You always called me and pretend I was the comedy police, which I'm not. But what's your opinion about Dave Chappelle and the whole transgender thing that's going on in his act? Because my belief is when a comic's on stage, he can do anything he wants except yell fire. And for him to talk about transgender and making a joke about it, I feel that's okay. And I know you have an opinion. I want to hear what it is.
No, absolutely, bro. Look, this is when you're not able to laugh at yourself. A country that's not able to laugh at themselves, they're basically under dictatorship, you know? So you got to be able to laugh at everything. And in Mexico, till this day, man, if you make fun of the government, you know, by some suspicious way, you disappear. You know, nobody knows how or why. But it happens. It still happens today. I know it happens in Russia, you know. And then look at all the countries that have a crappy sense of humor, man. You know, I mean, look at Germany. I've been to Germany many times, and they're not happy, fun people. I mean, they're cool people. No, nothing wrong with the Germans. They're just not happy-go-lucky, you know. And I believe a lot of it is a sense of humor, man. And when we lose when people are not able to laugh at themselves, and when you take yourself too serious, I think that's the beginning of some type of dictatorship. You know, maybe
I'm not disagreeing. And have you ever got in trouble for telling a joke? I know you're really opinionated on stage. And has there been a joke where you said something and people took it the wrong way and you had to apologize? Was there any situation that you had to do that?
No, but I'll tell you what. This is what happens to me when I work the South. I know I worked the club and this is one example because there's two. It was one in, forget what other city, like somewhere in the South, man. I know I was in Louisville, Kentucky. And I'm about to go on stage and the owner of the club tells me, look, Willie, I watched your comedy. Please do not do any jokes about religion. Man, he shouldn't have told me that because I opened up with that. You know, I opened up with, you know, there's no God. But I did that just because that dude pissed me off. Like, you can't tell somebody what to say, what not to say. And then, some dude yelled out, some heckler yelled out. Man, I swear, it was almost like, I timed this or I put the guy in front to do this, but he yelled out, you need to learn to read the good book. That's what he said. And then I said to him, you need to learn to read a couple of books. Anyways, man. So I've been kicked. You know what they do is the comedy clubs. Man, I know I get in trouble when I find out like the owners are very Christian because I know it's gonna be my last time there. You know, so like as much as they're nice to me and in their Christian way, you know, they're like, lovely having you, Willie. That means like you ain't never gonna be here again, man. So yeah, that's their. Yeah, I've been kind of, you know, by some things in comedy that I say. Oh, I know what. I was gonna get beat up by in Houston by like 5 lesbians, you know, because I thought it was funny, man. There was 5 lesbians and then I guess one of them was like not sure if she was lesbian or not, and I kept going like, how are you not sure? You know, there's things in life that you're not sure about. That's not one of them. And okay, so people were laughing, everybody's having fun, and then I'm gonna leave to go to my car. It's in Houston at a comedy club, and the owner comes and he goes, Willie, don't leave. I go, why? He goes, there's like 5 lesbians out there pissed off and they want to kick your ass. And I said, he goes, what do you want to do? He asked me what I wanted to do. I said, what I want to do? I said, call the cops, man. What the hell, bro? They're going to kick my ass. You know? I mean, I got a feeling, I mean, I've never fought a lesbian, but I got a feeling that that's an ass whooping you're going to get, you know? So,
Willie, was that one of the worst gigs you ever did? Or is there something that takes the cake over that?
Bro, I've done so much stuff, man. Okay, when I was a young comic, I won a black comedy competition in South Central at the Comedy Act Theater where Whoopi Goldberg filmed her special in the early 90s. The guy who books the Apollo saw me because I won this contest. And you got to remember, there's 400 black people. The judge was Paul Mooney, okay? I open up by saying, hey, black people, you know why I don't like you? And I start telling, right? But they listen because they're like, whoa, okay, this guy got some balls. What's he gonna say? And they let me finish in South Central. So Chuck, I think his name is Chuck, the guy who booked the Apollo in New York. So Sinbad was the host, and I did the joke, man, that won me a contest in South Central. I did it in New York and Harlem, and I came out. Sinbad goes, this guy's funny, you're gonna love him. I come out, black people, you know why I don't like you? Boo! They don't even let me, bro. I couldn't hear myself think. The boos were so loud, man. The boos were so loud, I swear. I floated off the stage. I don't even remember walking out. And then Sinbad, during commercial, Sinbad goes, Willie, you can't say that. You gotta say, black people, do you know why I love you? He goes, start it that way. So Sinbad goes back from the commercial and he goes, people, you got to give this guy a chance. So I was so mad, bro, that I was going to make sure that they listened to this joke. And I started it again. Black people, you know why I don't like you? Oh, man, the boos like went deafening. I mean, deafening. Okay, well, that's not the end, man. Here it is. At the Apollo, they pay you, but you got to wait till the end. So like it was the last group. And I remember TLC was the last group, and then we get our little checks, and then I get on the A train. If you guys know New York, you go on the A train, you know, right, to get out, get out of Harlem. But anyways, everybody that was at the Apollo is in the subway with me. They're in this train, and I'm just sitting there with my head down, and one guy goes, "Hey man, that's the guy!" Right? And everybody's like, "That's the guy!" And all of a sudden, they love me, man. They're like, man, you crazy, man. You know? And I was like, why didn't you guys love me like that on stage, man? Right there, they're all patting me on the back, telling me I was crazy. And like, man, that took some balls, man. And I was like, oh, man, how come they don't take this? You know what I mean? But yeah, those are some crazy stories, bro. I've had it. It's endless, man.
And Willie, you and I went to Bahrain together with Cedric the Entertainer and Jay Leno and Chris Isaac. We entertained the troops. You recently went to Israel, and I know you're an atheist.
Yeah,
you say you are. I don't know if you were there.
You know what I love, bro? This is what I love about Jewish people, bro. I did not get to know Jewish people until I started comedy, right? I met managers and agents and club owners, and the whole entertainment world, bro. There's a lot of Jewish people. But here it is. I thought Jewish people are very successful and business minded. So I go to Israel, right, where they don't believe in Jesus. I mean, let's be honest here, bro. You know, when I found out.
Hold on, let me defend the Jews because Dan and I are both Jewish. Happy Hanukkah.
Okay, happy
we
Hanukkah.
believe Jesus was a person and he
Yes.
existed. We just don't believe he's Messiah. So keep going.
Okay, but you don't believe in him like you do. Like people from the Jewish faith believe more in Moses. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, Moses is our yes. He led us to Israel. Keep going. Yes.
Okay. What I'm trying to say is, this is how brilliant Jewish people are. They really don't believe in Jesus, but they sell a lot of crosses and t-shirts and hats. I'm like, that's money, man. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, we don't believe it, but hey, it's on sale. Hey, I tell you what, this is what I found out being in Israel, man. I spent 4 days in Tel Aviv and 4 days in Jerusalem. Okay, I never knew about the Sabbath, bro. I never knew about the Sabbath. I didn't know. And the comedian who you know, Avi, should have told me on Friday, hey, Willie, today you should get 2 sandwiches. Because the next day, bro, nothing is open. Nothing. I mean, nothing. I'm walking around downtown. It's like the Twilight Zone. I was hoping to run into like a crooked Jewish guy that opened up his coat and goes, hey, you want a sandwich? You know what I mean, bro? I mean, nothing opens. It's
called the Shabbat, and on Saturdays, most of the stores are closed and people don't work. They stay at home. So before we go, I do want you to tell everybody, because this still makes me laugh. It's an image I'll never forget.
What?
You know, we're flying back from Bahrain. It was like a full plane with the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. We had all our comics on it, on the plane. Also, Wayne Newton was on the plane. Tell the crowd how much cologne Wayne Newton had on and what you had to wear on your face when you talked to him.
Oh, bro. I don't know how it ended up. Like, everybody just grabs a seat, and I ended up with Wayne Newton. But I really don't want to talk about it, man, because, you know, he's from Vegas and, you know, things could happen. But anyways, he was sitting next to me. And if you remember, bro, he was wearing a jumpsuit, which is crazy. Like, with the zipper was in the back. I'm like, how does this guy go to the toilet? So he's wearing like Old Spice, man, but like heavy.
He was wearing it. He was drenched in it. But keep going.
Yeah, man. And as I'm talking to him, I was covering my face, bro, as I'm talking to him, you know. And I was literally getting a headache from his cheap cologne, man.
What eventually happened was you wore a gas mask over your face.
Oh. Is that real?
You remember this? You were wearing a gas mask.
Yeah.
And the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders were asking me, why is he wearing a gas mask? And I said, well, walk over to Wayne Newton and tell me why he's wearing a gas mask. And they walk over there.
You know what?
And the smell was so bad. I mean, Cedric the entertainer and I were laughing. It was, you know, it was horrendous.
No, but here it is. Here's the Wayne Newton was oblivious to why I was wearing a gas mask. He just thought he was laughing like everybody else. Like, hey, this guy's funny. But yeah, man, bro, so many stories, man. Those are the stories that I'm gonna put on there. Real quick, man, I tell you a story about when I was on the show and I got bumped because a Prince went on too long. Remember? I don't know if you remember. And so check this out, guys. So there's nowhere for me to change. And Jay Leno says, let Willie use my dressing room. So here I am, this kid in Hollywood, and this dressing room, if you remember, it has a shower in it. Had like with these these see-through walls, you know, these glass walls. And so I took a shower, and the whole time I'm thinking, oh man, I wonder if this is how Hollywood works. I wonder if Jay Leno's gonna come up behind me and like scrub my back and go, you know, I'm glad you're doing the show, Will.
Just so everybody knows, man. Jay Leno would never do that. Never in a million years, but keep going.
I know, bro. I know he won't, but you gotta because I know he wouldn't. Jay, I love you, bro. I know you. I'm just saying in my psycho mind.
In your psychic, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just sharing stories, man.
So Willie, let's jump to sports for a little bit, because on this show we do like to talk to comedians or whoever we have on about sports. You're a huge Dodgers fan, am I right?
I love the Dodgers, bro. I'll tell you what, man. When I was a little kid, when I got here from Mexico, bro, and I was a kid, I can barely speak English. And I remember, for whatever reason, man, I had my bromance with Steve Garvey. I think so many men did in LA, you know, and I love Steve Garvey. Fast forward, bro, years later, my oldest is playing travel ball, right? Travel baseball. Steve Garvey's son, Ryan, is on our team, bro. And so is Dice, one of Dice Strokes boys was on our travel team, bro. And that to me was like, I remember telling my boy, because I go, you know who that guy's dad is? And my son was like, I don't know, that's Ryan's dad. I go, Ryan's dad, Steve Garvey, man. And Steve Garvey was next to me in the bleachers. Bro, I wanted so bad to just grab my phone and go, hey, man, can we take a picture? But everybody's being too, you know, everybody's leaving them alone. You know, everybody's leaving everybody alone. So I'm just like itching to just go, oh, man, I just want to take a picture with this guy. But that was one of the times that I wish I would have just said, man, just do it, Willie. But yeah, I love baseball. Both my kids played college ball, bro. And they traveled all over, and I got to know a lot of people. And I think I was telling you, I got to know Christian Yelich back in the day, because he was in the same program that my kids were in. He's a little older, but that's how I got to know Christian, and I got to know his dad, his stepdad, who is the cross checker. You know what a cross checker is, right?
No.
Bro, you guys know what a cross checker is?
Tell us what a
I know
cross
it in
checker
hockey.
is. I know what it is, but I don't think the audience does.
Okay.
So
Well, a cross checker is you got all the scouts. All right. Let's say you got 100 scouts. It's a bigger number than that, but let's just say 100. All right. And there's only one king, and he's called the cross checker, and they all got to report to the cross checker. So he's the guy that, I mean, other than the GM and the owner, he's the guy that says, hey, we should give this kid 10 million or 20 million or 200 million, whatever they give, you know, these guys are making. So yeah, that's what he is. He was that guy. Now he's an agent. He went from being the cross checker for the Braves to
now he's an agent.
Yeah.
Well,
and by the way, he told me a great story, man. When he scouted Friedman, the first baseman,
yep.
for the Braves.
Yep.
Freddie Freeman.
Yeah. When he scouted him, he told me, he goes, that guy wanted to play third base so bad. He would tell me I can play third, and he told him, dude, you're not a third baseman. You're not. He goes, you don't throw the ball right. You don't have the body. Like, the body doesn't move like a third baseman, you know. So he actually is the one. He was telling the story where he told him, hey, you know, you should be a first baseman, man. That's where you're.
Well, I think it worked out. He ended up winning the World Series this year.
Hey, we might get him. The Dodgers might.
I think he's doing okay, and I believe in every fantasy baseball draft, he's always in the first or second round, right, Dr. Dan Ratner?
That's definitely correct.
Okay, Willie, thank you for coming on. It's a pleasure. We're going to have you on again, especially during baseball season, where we can talk about how bad the Dodgers are. I'm Ross the Boss. That was Willie Barcena. That's my co-host, Dr. Dan Ratner. Thanks for watching.